because Lucas is
he'll wait
directing.
till we stop.
He'll wait till we stop and be like, all right, sound speed, ready to go.
It is recording.
Yes! Hey!
It's always recording before I actually call it out, but the thing is, I want to know, it helps me with the edit. Because,
we know.
And also, like...
But they don't want to help you.
Yeah, we're not editing.
They don't respect the process.
Yeah.
Well, no, hold on. We respect the process. We just don't care about
It's
it.
not his process.
It's just
You're just contradicting yourself!
different things.
No!
Different things. I respect that it's needed, but I don't care that it's there.
Yeah, so when I wear a shirt that has like a logo or something on it, and I watch it 2 weeks in a row, I'm like, what a filthy man.
Yep.
He didn't change his shirt.
That's exactly
in 2
right.
Weeks.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I'm just going to wear black from now on. I don't know. Maybe I'll wear... Like, I got a Speed Racer shirt I would love to wear.
Speed Racer shirt?
Yeah. You know Speed Racer? No.
You mean that awful movie? Based on the real...
not the movie.
Wait.
No,
You didn't let me finish. You
I
mean
know
the
the
awful
movie.
based on that really good show?
Yes. That one. The really good show. That's what I grew up with.
Speed Racer is a show.
I saw a few episodes. I'm like, yeah, this is pretty good. And I saw the movie.
The
I'm
first
like,
anime
it's okay.
I've ever seen. It was in the 70s.
Oh,
You
cool.
know, that was actually the first. That was actually the first usage of bullet time effect. You know, like from Matrix, where like Neo's like dodging bullets and all that. First time they ever used it. Actually, it's in the intro sequence where like you see him like pose in the freeze frame pose,
and it like moves around the whole
first time it was
moves.
ever done. And then like it was the Matrix that actually mastered it
Yeah.
full on in live action.
Yeah,
Makes me
and
just
it's
wanna
probably
watch.
from the comic strips, because Japanese comic strips were much more advanced than ours.
Really?
were.
Oh,
Yeah,
they are.
With movement and
I
things
used to
like
draw
that.
comic strips all the time. I love doing that. I had to look. Well, I showed you the
Yeah,
comic
you
book
showed
that I
me
had.
one.
Yeah.
It was really advanced.
Yeah,
Yes, big
Decision
words.
Man.
I know. Decision Man. Yeah.
Wow.
The next Marvel hero.
Actually,
Alright,
we
so-
should probably animate that.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
That'll be a great
Lucas, you
episode.
got you.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that. But I
you
can
got
hire
it.
someone.
You got it. I respect you.
No,
Okay.
just do it on
It's a big
Powtoon or
one.
something like that.
Okay, so wait, so
Pay
we
him,
ready?
pay him in hot
We-
sauce.
We ready?
So, are we not recording?
Yeah, I thought this was part of it. What are you
Let's
counting
just
down
do
for?
it.
Thank you.
Here's my thing. We have problems with oral directions.
Yes.
That's a
We've talked about
dyslexic
this
thing.
plenty of
That's
times.
literally what we
Yes.
should stop talking about.
Right, and that's something that they
We
talk
talk about it
in
every
Made
single
by
episode.
Dyslexia.
See,
And
I'm all,
Lucas is all about oral direction.
see,
I know.
I'm autistic. Yeah, so,
So you
like
gotta-
be on the autism spectrum. I don't do well with like subtleties. I don't do like well with just. I need you to be blunt with me. So
We're
like,
gonna start going now.
Yeah, we're really subtle though.
Yeah, we
Like,
are. subtle.
no, I can take
This is the
subtleties
one
pretty good.
time
Oh,
I
yeah,
will
really
Oh
good.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
me
just-
too.
We're subtle for like 2 minutes.
No, we're not subtle with you guys. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, if somebody throws a clue, like, I can catch it.
Yeah,
pretty
for
quick.
sure. I
See,
think that's
can't.
part of it.
I can't.
Sometimes Christy's like catching stuff that I don't even catch.
Well, like,
Bridget does that with me too, but I think that it's more of
It's
my
not a
personality
facial
that gets in the way,
recognition,
and it's
like-
not a dyslexic thing because I can definitely catch things well. But there's sometimes that I'm just thinking about myself so much that I don't really care to catch it.
We'll see,
Well,
like-
Christy
Like
would,
I'll own up to that.
like they'll
you
be
know,
like,
everybody's
oh, you know,
selfish.
they're wearing the same clothes they wore last. And I'm like, no, I have no idea.
Oh, that's
I didn't-
a-
I don't
we'll see,
get that.
like
Scandalous.
a few episodes ago, I was talking about just that actually, how like I don't remember
So
like.
bright.
Well, don't look at the light, and you won't be
Trying,
blinded.
trying to look at you.
Yeah, we're trying to look
Trying
at
be
where you're talking.
polite.
Yeah.
Pretend you're looking at me. Anyways. Okay, sure, I'm up there. Yeah, but you know, like I was saying a few episodes ago, how like I don't do good with like social cues. I don't do good with like body language, but I do understand behavior. And it's like if
That's neat.
you're acting differently from how you normally do. in
And
a
Sean
certain
and I act
situation,
completely erratic, so that has to be
it drives me up
that has
the
to
wall.
be insane for you.
That's why
Yeah.
I need this drink every
Yeah, that's
episode.
good. Well, that's why I give it
Yeah.
to you. We provide.
Well, I
that.
appreciate
That's
it.
part of the. That's part of the.
I
payment.
appreciate
That's
it.
all we got.
So that's why- do you
we don't
think
get
it's
paid,
harder to
but
learn like
we get
inside
this.
jokes than regular jokes or anything like that. Like if it's like if it
I was
a
pretty
joke
cool,
between us,
so I
okay.
think that I
think
was always in
we
on
came
inside.
up
Wait, you're
with
cool?
most of the
That's
impact.
exactly right.
Like,
Yeah, came up with the
I
inside
could come up
jokes.
with a nickname or an inside joke a lot faster than most people.
Yeah.
So it usually
that's
made me
fair.
like
See, I can't do that.
in the group, like I was usually the one like, what do you think, Sean? You
Yeah,
like
what do you,
that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I think
no,
I was
got
definitely
a
part
lot
of that as well.
And it's not
But I
braggy.
don't,
It's
but I
just
don't
like,
know that there's a
the
piece of dyslexia that's too, and we've covered this before, like piece of dyslexia too, that you also have a big personality. So I think you either have one or the other. You're either kind of stifled by it and you just kind of reserve into yourself, right? Which happens a ton.
Yeah.
Or you're like, no, I'm in it. You know, I'm gonna show you the parts of my personality and things like that. Not personality, parts of myself that I do value, and I can show you my value with, right? Where I can't do it in reading and writing in school and stuff, but I'll be in your face and show you that I'm funny and smart and
and
all
I'll be
those
the first
things.
one to volunteer to speak in front of 50
Yeah,
people.
yeah, exactly right. Yeah, and I
Whatever.
think that
I don't care.
I wonder if the dyslexia, you know, kind of plants the seed for that type of personality. I'm not saying that
A risk taker, maybe?
Yeah, because you're just like, what else? They're not, they, as in, the greater they isn't seeing my value anywhere else. Might as well try this.
Yeah.
Whereas people that are traditionally, have a traditional brain, they're achieving in school, they're doing well, and and they might not have as much of a need. And it's just, obviously this incredibly, every generalization is false, including this one, is, great quote, but.
No, I mean, there is that thing where if you're a really good student, they say you probably won't take risks because you don't want to mess up your GPA.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, if you're dyslexic, the GPA
You
is
have no
already
GPA.
thrown under
Yeah.
the
Well,
bus.
see, that's
So why not
actually a
take a
business
risk?
mindset as well. Like business, if you're doing really well, you will take that risk. Like that's expected.
That's why dyslexic
You
people
have
do
to.
really well as
Yep.
entrepreneurs because we're risk takers.
If you don't take a risk, you fail. Plain and simple.
Yep.
I think that's what these penguins need to do.
Take a risk.
Take a risk,
and
and they
get
might feel a
good
little better.
chiropractor.
Yeah, they might feel a little better about
Yeah.
themselves.
I've got
If they just kind of,
Slouching.
do a plug
Yeah.
for Awaken to Wellness, my chiropractor.
Yeah.
Really good.
that would be good.
Yeah.
We could also do a
If I get a
plug
free
for
crack,
weightless
that'd be
float
great.
might be a good sponsor
there you go.
because I'm a big advocate of that place.
Yeah.
The float center, it's awesome.
Floating? I love floating.
Float it. Well, you do it like sensory deprivation tank.
Ooh.
Oh, so
like
it's
like in
pitch
Stranger
dark?
Things.
It's pitch dark and it's silent, and you float in like what is essentially salt water.
Do you hear
but
like
it's
a
not.
like a heartbeat or something?
You
Wait,
only
like back
it
in
feels
the mother's womb?
it literally feels like your brain is floating in water, and
Like
that's all
in-
you can feel.
Like in Stranger Things.
It's
that.
dude, you should do it. Do it. Weightless
Okay.
Float Center, Louisville. Yeah,
All right.
It's like $70, I think.
Okay.
It's pretty
Wait,
cool.
so what would I get out of it? Like
Yeah.
personally,
How do you feel?
what's the benefit of me doing it?
I love being in water, so I would pay
Yeah, me
$70
too.
to be in water.
It's
But if I'm
amazing.
just sitting, see, I have like an ADHD-esque mind, so like, what would I benefit from that?
I don't know because I don't have an ADHD mind really. But
No, I'm saying
Like
I don't.
go into
No, I'm saying I
complete
can't sit still.
relaxation, your
yeah, but
muscles
you
relax.
like will though because you're you don't if you start to just not feel your body at all because everything's floating, right? And you don't, and the water is room temperature. So like you don't even feel the water. So all of a sudden, if you can really let yourself just like shut down for like 5 minutes, it's an hour. It's a 90-minute session.
Wow.
And it's pitch dark and you can't see anything. And then eventually, if you let yourself do it and you just lay there and breathe, it literally feels like it's just your brain floating. And like there's no limbs, there's nothing. It's amazing.
Ah, so you like that guy in Guardians of the Galaxy? Like the
Yes.
brain floating in
Yep.
space?
Yep.
See, I was thinking Stranger Things, but
I haven't watched that.
Sure.
I love
But
my
it's-
favorite show.
Huh?
It's really, really, really cool.
Okay.
I can't believe we haven't talked about it before.
No.
But yeah, I've done it a couple times, and Bridget does it also. Bridget's done one more recently than I have.
So I've been out like in the ocean and in lakes and,
just
stuff
lay there,
at night and just like dead floated.
Yeah.
You know, like
That's
I love
what it
that,
is.
and
See,
See, I
like,
can't do
totally
that. I
relaxing.
panic. I panic if I try
You'll
that.
panic for sure. Like I panicked a little bit because I see. So what happens to me is I'm just such a social person that I start to like see faces come at me.
Oh.
They just kind of form and they just like come at me really fast.
Huh.
And so that happens to me for the first little bit, but then once I'm like, come at me, like they're not real. Once I acknowledge that, then they start to
Like
go
angry
away.
faces?
Sometimes they're not.
Really?
Yeah.
I never had that.
Sometimes they are. Sometimes they aren't.
Because I guess I did floating therapy.
Yep.
Like a lot. I
It's
do it.
really cool.
Every time I'm in the
But you
water,
can do it
I
in
float
the
around on my
weightless-
back and
weightless
just
float
kind of
center.
relax and close my eyes and
Yep.
just
And I close my eyes too, which Bridget doesn't do that. But it's like,
oh, yeah.
okay, but it's pitch black and room temperature
I haven't
water, and
done
you just lay in
pitch
there.
black because there's always like a moon.
Yeah,
or
you
like,
can't like even see.
There's clouds sometimes when I'm doing it.
Doesn't
I'm just
matter
kind of
if your eyes
relaxing.
are open or closed.
I like
Yeah.
the clouds though because I feel like I'm in the sky. You
Yeah.
know, it feels like I'm just kind of floating in the sky.
Well, you'll
Yeah.
start to
Relaxing.
you'll start
In
to
the sky of
form things if you
diamonds.
just stare into the darkness.
Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds.
You'll
That's
start
right.
to start to form
That's
like
so
things in your head.
Yeah, the darkness. Yeah,
It's
I don't know.
amazing.
So
You'll
go
try
into
it.
the
You'll try it.
dark.
It's really
You
cool.
have to give it 3 tries.
Yeah.
Like, whatever happens on the first one, you just got it out of your system.
Right.
Whatever happens on
Can
the
you say that
second
It's
one...
like a detox.
No, it's a comfort level thing. Like, even
Oh.
though it's 90 minutes, you have to do it 3 times before you'll actually get anything positive out of it.
Really?
Yeah. Because the
'Cause
first
it just
time you're
gets
just
Now
kinda
it's like a
weirded
challenge.
out.
It gets, like,
Second
frustrating.
time-
Something out at the
Yeah.
first time.
That's
the
it. Yeah.
second time you'll be comfortable enough that you'll like, you'll feel it in your muscles, you'll feel
'Cause you
relaxed.
can't
The
know.
third time is when you'll actually like your mind will get comfortable with it, and I fell asleep. I fall asleep
Wow.
multiple times.
Is
Which
it
is not
any?
fun because you twitch and splash.
Yeah, I twitch when
Is
I
it
fall asleep.
anything like the movies or the shows?
Like what movies or shows?
I'm thinking
Like
like
Guardians?
so. The most recent one was Cobra Kai that I saw, where Daniel's daughter
Gotcha.
was in one, and she had this whole psychedelic experience, which is like, oh, actually I forget that whole scene. Actually, I just know she was in
It
one.
was bad.
It's
was-
Karate
it was
Kid, so it's cheesy.
Traumatic.
Yes,
Okay.
it's Karate Kid. So
Yeah. I'm going to talk about this article that I want to
Yeah.
talk
yeah,
about.
yeah, let's do that before I tear Sean a new one on his take on Karate Kid.
Yeah. It was
The
bad.
learning disability that must not be named. It's an NPR article. Yeah, I know. Told you you're not going to like it.
Okay.
So
What
it's
disability
I
is
like
that?
NPR.
what
What disability is that? Or is that the title?
Dyslexia.
the title of the article is dyslexia,
Dyslexia.
the learning disability that must not
Oh,
be named.
okay,
Must not
okay.
be. Must not.
Must not be named.
Okay.
So the whole premise of the article is that schools only have a certain amount of resources they can allocate towards certain things,
Right.
which you're very well aware of.
Yes.
Right. And so this says a lot of times, because dyslexia is so misunderstood, schools literally use the policy of like, don't talk about it, then we don't have to cover it. Like if teachers don't say anything about dyslexia
Like,
or they
oh,
don't
you
mention
can't
it.
read.
Yeah.
That's happening. That is
yeah.
happening.
They'll be
I've
like,
heard that.
then we don't have. It's a huge thing. Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
they're
2020
like-
article.
They're like
Yeah.
students that are going through school. They're passing classes, but they can't read.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they
I've
don't
heard that.
say it's because of dyslexia. They just say
They just can't read.
they can't read.
They just sweep
But
it under the rug.
well, I wouldn't say that. I would just say that
There's no resources.
there's no resources for it.
Oh.
Right.
So that's the point of the article. But they're like, we can't say that we can cover it because we can't. Like we can't help people with it, and so they're just saying students are failing because they're not able to read or they're having processing issues and stuff like that. So it kind of goes through in this article. It kind of goes through a meeting with a family that had a kid that had dyslexia, and they kept like kind of saying like, "Is it dyslexia?" And like the learning board was like whatever you want to call it, right? Was like, well, we don't know. We can't
Right.
really say what it might be.
Right.
We're not sure. But your child is having issues with reading and
If it's-
processing.
and if
blah,
it's
blah,
like
blah.
30% of your population, which a lot of people
Yep.
say, anywhere from 10 to 30%,
Yep.
depends on where you look. That's a lot of people.
It's saying
That's a lot of resources.
yeah, it's saying like 5 to 17% here. But I mean, I've
Yeah.
heard it said different ways.
Yeah, it's
each
all over
time.
the board.
Yep.
Like, you don't even know.
Well, and that's part of it, right? Because they can't look into it.
Right.
They're not going to look into it because they don't have resources.
That's the thing. Like you had a family that had the resources to get you tested, to get
Yep.
you like certified dyslexia.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Woohoo!
Yeah, and then I like talked to Rhonda Purdy at Bellarmine. She's like, "Oh, it's really expensive."
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so only like people that have those kind of resources
And people that
can
have
get-
a certain privilege.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and
Can
so-
learn that they're can learn what they're not privileged in.
right, so that
Right.
they get the resources to help them
Yep.
succeed.
So, and this was just talking about smaller schools, right? Like that's kind
What
of
is
what
this,
they're
America?
dealing with. That's exactly. Like that would have been a great end to the episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought this was Canada.
But I like the way that they. It's a good read. I like the way they did it.
So if you're dyslexic, move to England, I guess.
Or move to it, or
And their economy's
become a part of an
struggling, so-
affluent family.
Yeah.
Are you advocating for the British Empire now?
Well, I mean, they're the ones that are trying to actively find dyslexic people.
Oh yeah, because they're correcting their wrongs.
And this
now.
was part
Yeah.
4 of the
They're-
series,
yeah.
Unlocking Dyslexia by NPR.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
When did that come out?
This
I feel like
this
I
was
heard about
this
it.
was actually earlier than I thought. This was like 2016,
Okay.
2017.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably read those a couple years ago.
Yeah,
but-
so millions have dyslexia if you understand it. Unlocking dyslexia,
Yeah.
personal stories, dyslexia, the learning disability that must not be named. And then the child with dyslexia, 3 things a parent can do, how science is rewiring the dyslexic brain.
yeah, so that was 2016.
Yep.
Wow.
It was November. So
Yeah, very
nice.
timely.
Yeah, perfect.
Only, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
cool they
I
did a
looked
series
at some
on
of
it.
those. Yeah, it was really cool.
But that one was frustrating, and it's hard to figure out like what you could actually do with it.
I know. Like, if you, when my kids were born, and I was thinking, man, I hope they're not as dyslexic as I am.
Yeah.
because I don't know.
Hope
what
they're more like
resources they
Christy.
have. Yeah.
Yeah. But
and, we've talked about that. Like, one of them seems a little bit
yes.
on that dyslexic side, but not a lot, So it was like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because it was hard, and it's still hard to get those resources. And if you're
It
in a
is.
public school system and you don't have an advocate,
Well, and
can be
even
really a struggle.
talking about ways, like I know we kind of went on a long bit there about just therapeutic practices, which is super helpful for me in just slowing my brain down. You know what I mean? Like, so doing
Yeah.
weightless flow, doing regular therapy, like even psychological therapy,
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff's super expensive too. I just told
Yeah.
you one float center to go lay in a tank is $75.
Yeah.
Like most people can't just go do something like that to try it.
Right.
You know, so it's a whole thing that's helped me a lot in slowing my brain down and getting me to relax and then be able to focus better, which can be a big part of dyslexia as well. So all those resources are a challenge to get. You got something you want to
Can
say?
you listen to two things at once?
What?
Can you listen to two things at once?
No.
So
Not
that was one of
well.
the things they said
Can
about dyslexic people.
anyone?
I don't know.
I think
Okay.
we're
Yeah,
talking
Christy
about
can.
one person.
Yeah.
So when Christy's talking to me in the car, and I'm like listening to the news or something, I have to turn it down. And she's like, "You don't have to turn it down."
I have
I'm
to
like,
do that.
No, I have
Don't
to
I?
turn it down. I can't listen to two things at once.
I thought what I always heard, isn't that just a multitasking thing though?
They say
I
that's
always,
a dyslexic thing.
I always heard that like you're actually just doing something with less percent if you're multitasking. Like you're like
That's
you
been my
can't.
mentality.
It
Maybe
depends on
that's
how
not
you
true, though.
define multitasking.
Well, and I don't know if this is even multitasking or if this is just listening to two things at once, right?
Right.
Those are
It's like
different.
listening to the news and having the news on or something like that. Not a song. So I can listen to like Leo Kottke or something like that.
But
He's a
like-
guitarist.
You
And
talked
he
about
plays
the
beautiful
interviews
guitar and I can
on
read.
WFPK last
The
recent
interviews.
episode where like you can teach and have the music on, but
Yes, I can
if
teach
the
and have
interviews
music
come
on.
you can't do it
I can't
But
talk.
for instance, like
I
you
can't-
could listen
I
to
can't-
like NPR and like edit a paper.
She can.
every day.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. See, I can never do that.
I can't
So
do
that
that
makes
either.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I was
Can
curious.
you read and listen to someone talk? Because I can't
No.
listen
No.
to someone
No.
talk.
No
No,
way.
I can't
No
do that
way.
either.
No,
No way.
not at all.
But you can, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I can't read
How do you
well.
do that?
Period.
She's the
but.
most neurotypical.
She's very-
She is, yeah, I like that we
she's
have most
neurotypical.
Bridget's not fully neurotypical. I used to think she was, but she's
Little
not.
dyslexia in there.
I need,
Yeah.
I need a
I'm
little
all kinds
bit of elaboration on that, actually. What? Not fully neurotypical, what?
Oh.
How much time you got?
Well, we did that
We can make this
Yeah, another episode for that. I think we're good.
a while back. We did that dyslexia like test,
Yeah.
and we were like, I don't know if it works. And then we're like, Bridget, you try
I
it. We
was
need a neurotypical
dyslexic.
brain.
Yeah, Bridget was like,
Actually, I qualify
That's
as
why I
dyslexic,
took it,
and you took it. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, Christy took
yeah,
it.
and you were fine, but Bridget took it and was like, that's it.
Wait a second.
Uh-oh.
See, for me, I feel like it would go like off the charts because like I'm autistic. It shares symptoms with other disabilities, and the more I do this show with y'all, the more I'm like, wait, I relate to ADHD a lot, but man, dyslexia, y'all too. It's like that's been my mentality for like every episode actually.
That's what we're here
Spreading the
for.
love. That's
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
We just, I mean,
We just
really,
give people dyslexia. That's actually what this
yeah, we
podcast
actually,
is.
It's
you actually
contagious.
get
Yeah.
dyslexia by listening to people
Well,
with dyslexia
It's
talk.
it's through
It's like the
vaccines.
first virus that's caught our way. It's really weird.
Well, thank you guys for listening. We're out of time. We
I'm the
appreciate
Sean.
it. I'm the Jacob.
I'm the Lucas.
I'm the second Jacob.
Bridget.
Hi.
Bridget.
And Christy. All right, thanks, guys. See you
Thank
next
y'all.
time.
We don't have a question.
Yeah, well,
See y'all next time.
next time.
Thank you everyone for joining us on Dyslexics Untied. New episodes every Saturday on Spotify and YouTube. Also, catch us on TikTok.